And it's incredible because honestly, I've seen a lot of the similar faces and a lot of the same faces over and over again. Just on these training is there and they're popping up. And the idea of everything moving forward is to just be able to equip us with everything possible, so we're able to share the menu. We were watching the Mark Hughes video. What was it, 2 days ago? Yeah. Right. And Mark Hughes, if you don't know who Mark Hughes is, founder of Herbalife, who started in 1980, like a genius. But he specifically spoke on something which was important. And Herbalife, one thing that's incredible about our company, there's not one way to do it. You know, I mean, there's so many different ways, or AKA funnels, to lead to the same purpose, which is to get people on products and get them going. So he specifically talked about knowing the menu. And in Herbalife, we have so many different funnels that it's great to know the menu as a leader, because let's say you're good at one thing, but you only practice that one thing. What if you attract somebody that's not really into that one thing? And statistically, based on what Mark Hughes was talking about, he said out of 10 people, right, 7 of them might not want to do it that way. So now, because you're so, conditioned to doing it your way, you miss on the seven people who could possibly have, been successful in this business if you just known the menu and presented it to them. So what we're going to talk about today is shake parties. Shake parties are, look, let me tell you something. When I first came into this business, going to the events, you learn all these different funnels. Shake parties, at first I was like scared, you know what I mean? Because I'm more into like the fitness, healthy, active lifestyle mindset. But shake parties, once you start to do them, they are fun. They are a blast. And not only that, they can turn into something big. So before we go into the aspects of the training and the vision and some of the mastermind that went on behind it, we actually have the pleasure of having somebody who and you guys probably already know her, but super highly respected. I love her dearly. But honestly, when it comes to this, she utilized the shake party method to darn near build to global expansion team. You know what I mean? And she beasted it. And she's been able to really, I would say, adopt, master, and work it. So before we go into like the slides and the technical stuff, I actually want her to share global expansion team member Miss Mama Jackie Lakin. But she's gonna share. I want her to share like her mindset behind it, like how she goes into them, how she's able to create so much success, how like the thinking that goes behind it, and also how we keep it simple. Like a lot of you guys are here, which is ironic, but there's no such thing as coincidences. I think there are about like 3 or 4 shake parties about to happen like this weekend or something like that. So it's pretty cool how things are aligning. But Mama Lakin, I mean, I knew this all the way from in Philly when I first started. She used to beast these things, and would definitely love her to share. So Mama, please take it away. I'll unmute you. Go ahead.
Hi. I'm going to try to pull over here for a second. I know it's going that fast. So shake parties is what I took on right from the start. So I'm a full-time kindergarten teacher. And when I started this as a client, I had no intention of building a business at all. I wanted nothing to do with it. I loved my products. But I didn't want to do business. I'm too busy. I'm a teacher. I have too much to do, and I can't do it. But at some point, because I'm at a school, which is my circle of influence and continues to be my circle of influence, all these moms and teachers were all coming to me asking what I was doing. And so really I had no choice in starting. Otherwise, Nicole was going to take all my retail income. That's what was happening. She was just collecting my customers that I was sending to her. I was referring them all to her. So many people were coming at one time. Really, I think I started them. I really don't know why I started them, but I'm thinking like, because so many were coming, it was a nice way to gather everybody in the room at once. So, this mom had this mom, had this mom, had this mom, had these teachers. So I was like, well, let's just all get together and have a shake party. And I didn't make it up. I heard it from going to the events as a way to funnel people in. So that's what we did. And what I liked about them was it's completely duplicatable. So my entire team, there's not one full-time person, not even myself. We're all part-time. They're stay-home moms, they're nurses, they're doctors, they're firefighters, they're teachers. And so Shake Parties is a way for them to be able to do it and get a lot of people at once. And they're not going to run a fit camp in the park. You know, they've got soccer with their kids in the park. So Shake Parties, first of all, was a way for them to get going. And so how I utilized them was sort of like the way you put, your clients in a group message when you start them on trials, so you get your brand new person who brings a referral, and you put them in a group, and you're coaching in that group through the trial. I use the Shake Parties the same way. So I just say, hey, brand new person. I try to get my brand new person to have a Shake Party as soon as possible. Victoria, we're doing one for her this Sunday. Get all your friends. Everybody's excited. What are you doing? Get them all together in the room. And all they do is invite. So they invite, and me as the mentor and coach, I do all the work. So I brought all the product. I bring all of the, I put out a little display. It's evolved over the years, but, and I do all the work. I run the party. I get to know her people. I ask her all the questions. If you think a brand new person, they're already intimidated to do it because they think they don't know enough. And they know enough. They know too much. All they need to know is their own story, why they love it, what the results were, and share that. But people think that's not enough. So you're kind of there as the veteran in it all. And we've used it. It's evolved over time. So before we would get them all in the room, and they left on a plan. So they were harder in the past because we didn't have 3-day trials. They literally, our intention was to get everybody in the room on a plan. And, we're sitting around collecting credit cards for $200 plans, $300 plans. But now it's so easy because you're going to get them on a trial. That's how I'm using them now. So Victoria set up her event invite, and I told her to set them up powerfully with the intention of coming to the Shake Party to sample. And but they're going to be, if you're interested in trying this with a 3-day trial, you can try it for 3 days if you want to. Bring $20 cash, and you'll be able to leave with the trial. So her people are ready and know that. So when they get to the party, they're going to have $20. They're going to walk out with a trial. And then depending on what's there, we've put them in different groups depending on who's there and who knew each other. And starting their 3-day trials, that's totally up to you how you want to start everybody on their trials, individually or in groups. And then I'm included in everything. So Victoria's going to start her little group messages with her trials, and I'm going to be in all of those group messages so that I'm supporting her and coaching them on them at the same time. So what my Shake Parties kind of look like is it's super casual. So there's not really a script. Like, you don't want to make it formal at all. Like, we do them on a Sunday. I love doing them on Sundays. Thursday nights and Sundays seem to work for my group of people. And they just come, and I blend one blender per flavor. And I've got like little sample cups, and I do 2 scoops of Formula 1 scoop of protein. That's what's in the trial, so that's what I use, and it saves you on protein because you go through some products. And we just blend like what do you guys want? We blend something, sample all around. Sometimes we do tea, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we chop up protein bars and meal bars to sample. Sometimes we don't. I've done in the past where bring a friend and you get a gift. So you do the invite, and you get them to even reach out further. Say bring a friend, give them a little gift, and it'll be like a lift off or a tea sample or something like that. So we just done it different ways. Some people put out healthy snacks, some don't. They're going to be getting shakes, so that's their food in my opinion. But some people like to put out healthy snacks to do it. And it's super casual. Like, they come in and they kind of stream in. I don't do like start at this time. It's like between 12 and 2, come. And so then it doesn't push away the people says, well, I couldn't make it at 12, I can't go. But they can come at 1:30, let them pop in. So I do it like that, like an open window. So we'll have a stream of people coming through, and we just chat. At some point, I'll kind of stop it and say, hey, tell my story really quick. Maybe have some people in the room that have been doing it tell a story or two.
just to give them that part, and then like the little background, and then it just kind of flows like natural, like a question answer kind of thing. So it's super informal. So I don't want you to think like there's a script and I got to do it this way, do it that way. Like, you think of it like Tupperware parties and jewelry parties, and it's even not even that formal. You know, chairs lined up in a little circle. Like, people just kind of walk in and sit wherever and eat their snacks and drink shakes, and it's like a little party, like literally a party, and we're just sampling and everybody's telling their opinions. And I've had people at the parties, they love it so much right from that, want to go fully into a program. And it sounds odd, but I really don't allow them to do that. I have a conversation with them of why it's important for them to start a trial. And they're like, what, you just want me to go right into a program? I'm like, no, I want you to like do this 3-day trial. I want you to fall in love with the product. Like, these 3 days are going to be amazing. I want you to start that way, and these are the reasons why. And they're kind of like, respect you for that. Like, okay, you just don't want to take my money for a $200 program. I'm like, no, I want you to try it out. Like, they're not just trying the product. They're trying out you as a health coach. I might not connect with somebody. I might be too intense. They might not even like the lifestyle of eating that way. I've had someone do a trial and go, nope, I understand, but I am not willing to give up anything. I'm going to drink my Coke. I'm going to eat my pizza. I'm going to drink my beer. I'm going to smoke my cigarettes. I can't do it right now. Like, they said that, and that's okay. And I'd rather them do that in a 3-day period and not invest too much, and then come back later when they're ready, than invest, in all this product that they tried for however long and then quit. So it actually, in the long run, sets them up when you have that conversation, like, nope, you're not going to start a program today. You're going to do a 3-day trial. And then if you love it, you can order on day 1. If you figured out, yeah, you love it, we can set you up, but you have to try it first, try out the coaching. And then really the underlying part of that is you need that person to learn to do that. So we don't want to go out and have our new person trying to get people started on a full program, because it's not going to work for them all the time, where a trial is way more successful. I wish we'd had them way back in the day. It was hard to get people on programs. Like, I had to work. Like, here's $300, get on it, get started. We're right now, it's easy to say $20. So we want that duplicated down. It's super easy for the brand new person to tell their story really quick, say why they loved it and how they started. I'm like, gosh, I started on 3-day. It was $20. We want to try. It's super simple for them to say that to anybody, rather than trying to convince them to buy a $300 program like they did. It's just not going to be as successful. So that's really the underlying reason why we want them to try the trial. So I will bring trials if my new person doesn't have them. If we've planned it ahead of time, I will say to the new person, buy a box, get a box ready, because that, they need to make their profit on that as well, getting their own trials out. So I don't know if that's enough, or if anybody has questions. It's not that complicated. It's kind of just what I do. So.
No, it's perfect. Mama actually had a presentation to share with that. And it's funny, like she covered almost everything, which is
okay.
Feel like, oh man.
It's not my first rodeo.
No, I know for sure. Definitely not. Thank you. Everybody, let's snap for Mama Lakin, please. Thank you so much for your value, honestly. And who feels that simple? Simple?
Yeah, simple.
Right. Okay. So here, let me show this really quick. And so let me try tonight. All right. So Victoria, what are your results so far? Go ahead.
I have lost now 8 pounds, and I based it off of how much I weighed before pregnancy.
Wow.
So I was between 132 and 135. Now I'm down to 123.
Wow.
And
awesome.
Waist has gone from 30 inches to 27 and a half.
Nice.
So I'm going for the 26 is my goal, and to get from 21% body fat to 16.
Nice. That's awesome. Congratulations. Just want to know. So, okay. Perfect. So one thing that Mama Lakin said, and I absolutely agree with, it is simple and it's casual. So the presentation that I have is just to give you a flow, just to go like, oh, okay. Like, so for instance, let's say Mama Lakin isn't in the picture. Like, we don't have like someone like Mama Lakin. I know Kristen, you're going to be running one, right? And Kelly and Christy are going to be running one. So it's kind of like, okay, this is just a flow subconsciously to know, okay, just kind of casually, I'm gonna go through this and I know, so I don't like drift off. But it's completely casual. Like it's actually gonna be weird if it's like scripted and robotic. It'll be really weird. So it's really informal. Here, let me put this up. And when we were coming up with, masterminding on just moving forward with everything, and Victoria, I'm excited for you because here's the thing. The direction of the company and where we're going, it's not just going to be like, because you heard Mama Lakin talk about, it being tough getting $300 programs. And when we were doing the shake parties, that's what it was. I think in my Herbalife career, we've probably done, I've been part of at least like 6 or 7. 3 of them, nobody came. So it's like, but we still ran it just to practice. You know what I mean? One of them, who knows Molly? I did it for her. So everything that Mama Lakin just spoke about, I was the coach. I headed it on, and she just kind of had the helping hand and just learning. She made $300 retail that night. So like, it's very effective if we get it going. But imagine if we had the trials back then. It'd be so much higher success rate. And the direction we're going in, guys, I'm going to show this picture. Here's what I want us to start thinking about. So I'm thinking, I was like, if you could think of, can you guys see this? Mama Lakin, thumbs up. Can you see this? Okay, perfect. So look at this picture right here. And sadly enough, we got to use an example of a virus, but a virus is contagious and it spreads, right? So if you think about this, everything that Mama Lakin was speaking about, she's speaking about the trial, and the trial, not just because, it's something for them just to try it. You know what I mean? And we get to stand our ground, even if they have the $300 in their hand, like we say no. But the trial actually is an opportunity to spread it to more people. So now imagine you have a person at the shake party who does pay the $300, and let's say they get results, right? And they have a friend who asks them, how'd you get the result? And they're like, oh, I use this. Okay, the next question is, how is it? Incredible. Now, next question is, how much is it? Now, imagine that person saying 300. Like, if you were the friend that heard $300, would you be excited to pay 300? Right. It's like 1 out of probably like 100. So that's why the trials work so well. But think of it as a virus, like a healthy virus. That's an oxymoron, by the way. Think of it like a healthy virus that spreads. And it's like, I'm going to get into the presentation in a little bit. Let me see. Get this PowerPoint. Okay, perfect. Boom. Let me play. Okay. Kristen, can you see this? Okay. So Mama Lakin pretty much went through it. So shake party format. We came up with just something that you guys can have. So for instance, we don't need another call. You could just maybe take this and print this out. I can have Nicole send it to you guys, but this is just a simple list. Formula 1, protein drink mix. So Formula 1, as many flavors as you like, just so your people can sample. And it's also a good way for them to know that there's something after the 3-day trial. So, 3-day trial is only cookies and cream, right? 3-day trial is only cookies and cream. And they get to sample other flavors so they know and have something to look forward to after the trial. Protein drink mix, tea and aloe so they can feel the energy. Water and ice, of course, a blender. And another thing that was...
All I see is the virus.
Huh?
All I see is the picture of the virus.
Oh, thank you for that. Now I'm going to reshare. There we go. Is this better? Okay, there we go. So we had tea and aloe, water and ice, blender, of course, and just sample them in little cups. Doesn't have to be anything, major. They don't have to get full servings. They don't just samples, like Mama Lakin was talking about. Another thing is healthy snacks. So it's not a must. You have to have all of this. You don't need healthy snacks, but if you do, a good idea to have would be let me go back. Okay. Would be to cut up protein bars. So little tiny, so you get a little protein deluxe bar, cut up into little pieces, put in toothpicks. It's almost like a casual cocktail party where they're just sampling stuff. And super important, 3-day trials. This is what they're going to leave with. So next. So I just came up with a simple flow, and it's funny. You heard it in Mama Lakin's language, mix and mingle. honestly, it's super casual. Meet your people, catch up with them if you haven't seen them in a while. Get to know who they are. If you're a brand new person and your upline is there or your coach is there, just introduce. Really, really break the ice with everybody so you make them feel comfortable. Product sampling, so leave it very casual. Have samples everywhere. Kind of walk up to people and have them try. Hey, you should try this. How do you like this? Oh, try this. Then after that dies out, you literally, and I love Mama Lakin's flow. When I've done them in the past, they've been different ways. We've actually had maybe a hard time when we started, when we know there's a good amount of people there, or you just kind of start multiple throughout, or you can have like pockets where you're explaining it. But welcome the guests. And this right here where you see share vision. Now, this is something I thought of when we're thinking about duplicating. Now, when we did shake parties, and probably Mama Lakin can agree, I'm a distributor doing a shake party so I can get people on products, but in all reality, also like get volume, right? And imagine now we're starting to create or plant seeds of possibly anybody that may start in a 3-day trial in a program, possibly taking on the vision. So some ideas I was thinking about. Shake parties are usually local, right? They're usually local. They're usually in your neighborhood, right? You usually have people in your neighborhood come. So if you have like a vision of yours, or maybe you got an incredible story, like Victoria losing 8 pounds and losing some inches, you could probably share like, hey, I feel really share your real story, but it could be like, hey, I really feel good. I feel like myself. I've never had something that this did this for me. And like my vision is to just help people feel like that in our neighborhood. You know what I mean? Could you guys imagine if everybody felt like that? Or could you imagine if you feel like that? Or another vision statement could be like, hey, my vision is to help, the 1 mile radius lose 5,000 pounds or 2,000 pounds or 1,000 pounds in the next few months. But it's also having people think beyond just the house, because hey, well, if I lose 30, then I'm part of that mission or vision. And in the future, it could be a good conversation starter with inspiring them to be part of the vision too. So you can open, that's not mandatory, guys. This is just an idea. Then you share your story if you want. So usually if you're comfortable with this, so they know the background of the products and stuff very lightly, hey, look, this is the background. It's been out since 1980, honestly. Incredible stuff. People in 90 plus countries are using it. Share the philosophy hey guys, honestly, before coming in, I would work out a lot. I would do this and this and this. And it's because, I was more focused on fitness instead of nutrition. And, doing this, I learned nutrition is more important. And it's actually 80%. Then you can go into how you got your results. Hey, this is what I did. And this is how I got the results. And I'm going to get into it in a little bit. And it says present plans and incentives and introduce a 3-day trial and promote the next shake party and vision. So I'll get back to that in a little bit, right? Let me see. You guys still with me? Thumbs up? Okay. Make sure. Okay. So you guys have seen this, right? You've seen this? The plans? Yes? No? Yes? 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 Okay. Cool. So this is what we're presenting, honestly. And in your no matter how close you are to your friends that you've invited and stuff, honestly, they're gonna in their head, they're okay, even if they start a 3-day trial, they're okay, how much is it really? I need to know how much it is. So we're canceling that feeling or that anxiety or that curiosity of them thinking it's too expensive. We're look, these are the plans. This is what we came together with. It's going to really help you be effective and get results. And one more thing to have on your list, results photos of other coaches and other people so they can see it's not just you. And these are the plans hey, we got a breakfast plan, bronze plan. You could lightly explain it. But then you go into, hey, we're just going to start you on this 3-day trial. And honestly, like Mama Lakin said, you can have the money for all the plans right now, but we want to see if you like it. We want to see if you like me. We want to see if you can actually work this into your life. We want to see, if this is something that works for you and, you will invest, into 30 days and beyond because, and something I say is it's not about the money. I actually want to help you get results because I feel really good. So they start on this. Now, Mama Lakin, has Nicole talked to you about the incentive program or no? Have you seen it?
No.
Okay.
I don't know that.
Okay. So the incentives, and I think she said she has to talk to you about it. So who's seen the incentives so far? Thumbs up, hands up if you've seen the incentive program. Okay. So Kelly, Kristen, I think Nicole Bennett. All right. So the incentive program that we're taking on, and guys, think about what I said in the beginning with the spreading of the virus. So if we had the 3-day trial in the past, it'd be so much like, honestly, it'd be so much easier to get to more people, right? Just with like the idea of, okay, share this with somebody else. And usually people spread something that they feel comfortable talking about. So they feel comfortable talking about, oh, I tried it for 3 days and it's $20. That's what we found out, you know, rather than saying, it's like $200 and, you know, your friend telling you, oh, you crazy. Like you have money for that. You know what I mean? And they haven't even tried it. So we're giving them an opportunity to see what they're actually getting. So the incentives, right, is lose 2 to 4 pounds in the 3 days. And honestly, guys, without even trying hard, like if you bum the program, you're going to lose 2 to 4 pounds. But we say get your $20 back towards your full program, right? And so this is what it's doing. It's subconsciously, so because they saw the price of the plan, so they're like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to try this. I'm going to take this on because I want to be able to lose 2 to 4 pounds, but I also want to be able to invest that $20 back into a program. So in their head, they're like, okay, I'm doing the math on what program I'm going to choose because it's possibly going to be $20 cheaper. Now we get them with this. Hey, receive $5 for every friend that starts a 3-day trial with you. Now think about it. I'm actually going to transfer and sign on to this computer, but think about how fast this can spread. So imagine, Victoria, maybe you get like 10 people that come to your shake party. And you know, this is just, not a perfect world. We're just going to be like, I don't want to say realistic because I don't like using that word, but like, let's just be real, right? And in an imperfect world, 10 people, let's say 5 people start on trials, right? And you tell them like, hey, each one of you lose 2 to 4 pounds, you get $20 back towards your full program. You're highly likely going to get more excitement. They're like, okay, cool. I'm actually might take this on. And check this out. Hey guys, for every friend that you have that starts a 3-day challenge with you, and this is actually a fact, right? Who knows this? When you do this with somebody, you get better results. It's a fact. Like when you do this with somebody, right? You tell them like, hey, with every friend that starts, you get $5 off towards so they have to start a 3-day challenge. They don't just give you the number. For every friend that starts, you get $5 towards your full program. So now imagine, Victoria, out of the 5 people that decide to move forward, let's say 2 of them get excited and they bring you, guess what? Like 3 people each. So that'd be $20 off if they lose 2 to 4 pounds plus 15. They get the $35 off their program, no problem. And I don't want you to think of, oh my God, am I losing money? You're actually getting more because now you have 6 more trials, guess what? To do the same exact thing with. So now this is the magic. It's not just we're getting frontline like clients, we're actually like spreading it like a virus. And every trial that comes in, we literally do our due diligence of introducing ourselves and working this system through them. Hey, who do you know that would love to start this? For every, when you lose 2 to 4 pounds, you get $20 back towards your full program. And for every friend that starts, it's $5. So you keep doing it till somebody says, I don't have any friends. And you just keep getting more people. Does that make more sense? Does that make sense? And what we figured out is, okay, the idea behind all this. So just imagine you're 5 people that come to the party. And what I was thinking about is like, why not have like a revolving shake party? And something that happens maybe weekly or bi-weekly or a few times a week where people can actually have people to bring to, and the people that we're talking about that they're going to bring to are the people that they're incentivizing. So for instance, you have a shake party today and I get started in 3 days, I lose 2 to 4 pounds. I have that in my idea, but you tell me like, hey, for every friend that starts, you get the $5 for the full program. And all you got to do is just invite them to my next shake party so I can explain it to them. So now I'm bringing, right, essentially my friends to your next shake party so they can see the whole thing. And to make it easier on you, you're sharing the same thing with them. And just imagine plugging them into the same revolving shake party. Imagine how that spreads. Now, Victoria, outside of that or inside of that, imagine, let's say, 1 or 2 people get excited because they've inspired maybe 5 people to join the challenge with them. Now you can have the conversation of like, hey, look, this is what I've been able to do. With those 5 people, this is what can happen, and you share the, how to become a distributor, this and this and that. And if they take it on, guess what happens now? You now tell them like, hey, by the way, you can start your own shake party in your house and boom, be part of the vision. Now you literally, and Mama Lakin, when we were thinking about this, think about like having pockets of shake parties around the city. And like you see what I'm saying? Like imagine that. Pockets of shake parties around the city or around your neighborhood or around your 1 mile radius, just with the same vision of maybe helping the whole entire neighborhood lose 1,000 pounds, or, just be inspired to share, the nutrition with people. So that was the idea. Let me see. Honestly, right. So imagine having like a mobile shake party. Right. That was actually the thought, honestly, guys. And no. So let me see. No, it's not $5 for. No. So the idea is they start their full retail program. I mean, if they want to keep ordering retail, possibly yes. If they want to keep bringing you people to get that, but moving forward, like let's say you got them in a 30-day pocket. Possibly after that, if you have the conversation of what they want to do moving forward, they get to choose preferred member or distributor. So you wouldn't have to do that constantly all the time. It's usually around the first when you introduce it to them. You know what I mean? That it has to happen. So does that make sense, Kristen? But yeah, Kelly, that was actually the idea, like almost like having mini nutrition clubs everywhere. And just because it's so simple, because it's so casual, and because we have the trials like that spread like a virus, it can work. So if anyone has any questions, you can go ahead and ask. I actually want to log in from this computer so I can actually show you guys a visual on like what this looks like if we really take this on. So any questions, please ask and take it away. Nicole, can you just take over this so I can log in from that computer?
I have a question. How do you guys go about
And Mama Lakin, you can answer too, but
advertising for these shake parties? Do you just do like talking to people? Do you post that publicly? Like do you not want to post things publicly? Does it matter?
Well, number one thing that we do is we create a Facebook event.
Okay.
And we just invite everybody in our friends list to that. And then personal messages, text messages, you can send out an email blast. I've had people make flyers. When we wanted to hit everybody in my school, we just made a flyer and stuck it in everybody's box because my teacher's there, so if a teacher at my school is having a party, we'd throw flyers in. So really it's your creativity, how you want to get as many invites. It's that thing where you invite 10 and one comes. Like you want to invite the world. You invite 120 people. 120 people are not going to come. Don't freak out like, oh my God, I'm not going to have enough product. They don't. Like Sam said, I've had them not show or one comes. And you'll have people just like STSs and stuff. I'm coming. And then they don't. Or they start sending the messages that day with the excuses. All that stuff is going to happen in anything that you take on with this business. You just over invite so that you get the law of averages. And if no one shows up, it's literally no big deal. Because usually if you're there, you're with somebody who's learning or is teaching you. So you're there together. So when it would happen to Leanne and I, we've done a million things in this business, fit camps, shake parties, booths, we've done it all. And when no one comes, we turn it into our little mini business meeting because we're both teachers and we don't get to see each other often. So we were like, okay, business meeting. And so we would talk about stuff in our business, what we need to do. And no one showed up at the fit camp, like she laughs, but we would lay on the sidewalk and listen to the trees and talk about business. It was just me and her. So you turn it into something that's still useful for you, but any way that you can get creative and get the word out there that you're having that and keep having them. Just keep having them over and over again. We've tried to do one a month. That was only pan out, but a couple months gone by, like, shoot, we need to have another shake party. So it's really no, wrong or right way, just however it works for you.
Thank you.
All right, Kelly, did you have something?
That was me.
Hear me? Oh, I was just wondering, what do you think about raffling off a 3-day trial kit? Is that already giving too much away, or
That's right.
got
Really
an
cool.
incentive for people to come and?
That's up. Yeah, it's awesome. Like you
I've
can do
done
whatever you
that.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring a friend, get a raffle ticket.
Okay.
You know, yeah, any way to do that. That's awesome.
Okay.
And not just trials. You could do like sample products, those cheap shaker cups with something inside, like, you know, little gifts.
Yeah.
Yep. One of my tips that I did over time was you eat a ton of product. You better be eating a ton of product. So save all your empties. So I save all my empties. So I have a sample of everything that I've eaten. And I put it out on the table like a display. They're all empty. So even though they're just going home with a trial, they get to see, it's like going through a catalog, but it's right there on the table. And I make a joke like, hey, I've eaten everything on this table. So I don't put anything on the table that I don't have experience with. So you're not going to see a snack defense on my table. I have never taken snack defense. I don't know why. I'm not a snacker. I don't know. It's not on my table. So everything on the table I have eaten or used. So I have the skin line up there, the whole 24 line. It's awesome. Just save all your empties, put them in a bucket, and then invest in the flavors. They want to try all the flavors, or many of them. So I have a shake bucket that's just for shake parties. And I have the shakes in there, a big protein because you don't go through that too quickly, a blender that's just for my parties. And, oh yeah, go ahead, Jen. And whatever you need for your shake party. So my 2 buckets are just for my parties, and it gets lugged around. I give it to my new people that are having parties. We switch it off. I need to pick it up from Jen before Sunday. She has it. She's going to show some of it, I think. And so I give it to them too, because you guys don't have all that saved, and I do. So that gets lent out also to my people until they get all their empties saved. And all of it's a tax write-off. Anything that you're doing for that is a tax write-off. So I wanted to throw in those 2 tips.
Thank you, Mom. Kristen,
Yeah.
do you have a question?
Oh, no, I just had something to say, because I've had other parties for different things before, and when nobody shows up, you still say, thank you so much, we had so much fun, because nobody knows if they didn't, you know, they're not there. They don't know. So you just say, we had a blast, we'll see you next time at the next shake party, and then they feel like they're missing out, so most likely they'll come the next time.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's funny.
All right, guys, those are all good tips. Kristen, that's a powerful tip. I actually learned that when we started our fit camp. They said no matter who shows up, honestly, just treat like there are 1,000 people there, and people feel bad because they feel like they missed something. So it's all about the energy. It's funny, like on what you'll need, the list that I just showed, the first thing I wrote was a great attitude, but you guys already know that, so I took it off. But it matters. Honestly, it matters. You gotta be like so excited. Because when people, yeah, absolutely, Jen. When people, you know, come to something like that, they think it's like weird. You know, like, oh, what are they about to? And people honestly depend on how you invited them, right? Some people, most of the time, people come in like, okay, what are they about to sell me? You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's like so casually make them feel so good. At the end, when all you ask for is $20, they're like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? And it just breaks all the walls down. So yeah, Jen, please go ahead. Absolutely.
Alrighty, sorry guys. Okay, so I have Mama Lakin's bucket. This is what it looks like. It's literally like a big bucket that she's let me borrow. Okay. And it's full of everything. So what she normally does, and this is like you guys always say, you kind of mimic and you do exactly what you were taught. So this is what I've learned. So she has a big Herbalife banner. She has all these empties. I mean, she's got so many empties. If for the new people, if you guys have not tried these soy nuts, they are amazing. And what's great is you want to carry like all your empty boxes, your empty jugs. I mean, look at all this stuff. Like, it's just so much. The vitamins, everything. So because I look at her bucket and I see what she has, that's what I know what to put pretty much in my bucket. So she's got like her skincare products. Like she's just got so much stuff.
Oh, and
she
the bio pictures too.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. And so you want to take a binder or what is this? You want to have one of these so that way you can have people fill out a form. So Mama Lakin has forms. I don't know where yours are at though. They might be in here. And so she's got these pictures in here. So this is like pretty much what a 3-day trial looks like, and all the results pictures of all like clients and customers that she's worked with. And of course you have your disclaimer on there. So that way customers can look through it and they see like the results that are possible, the before and the after. That's great. But then I kind of copied Mama Lakin's and I created like an Excel form. I have that upstairs, but I pretty much have like a form that I put on the little binder, and anyone who's interested in a trial, I have them write their name, their email, when they want to start, their phone number. And that's pretty much a great way to keep in contact with them and keep track of like all the customers that you pretty much get from your shake party. I mean, it's great. I pulled this out at a yard sale before. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, they're used to a booth too.
Yes.
Booth.
Yes. It's just awesome. So here's an idea of just like what to expect, and just like she said, save all your empties. There's just so much stuff here.
That big banner was a free gift. I was at an event. I don't even know what it was for. Do you remember, Nicole? I won that big banner. It's like huge. I don't remember.
So that's it. So that's pretty cool. But I mean, there's so many things to look up. I mean, it's great to just kind of get an idea of everything. So now I save all of my empties. I save everything. On a windy day, I'll fill them up with water so that way they stay on the table. So yeah, that's it.
You have the skin line and stuff like that too?
Me, the only thing that I've tried from the skin line is just the scrub. So I have that, but like, look at this. Look what your mom has.
Not the old school.
Yeah.
Old school body buffing scrub. I don't even think they have that anymore. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's an old bucket.
But like everything that I use, I take out. But yeah, it's just nice to see what we have, what Herbalife offers, as opposed to all these other companies that don't have anywhere near what Herbalife offers. The lift off. That's great.
Thank you for that, Jen. Honestly, because you took me way back. I like everything, like guys, like some, and you know, we use a lot of products. So I remember one thing we used to do if nobody showed up, we would do product training. We would do product training with the empties, wherever coach is there, just to kind of, you know, not let the time go wasted. But everybody getting good stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So last thing. And I always love to end with vision, and just because we're more visual people. So I want you guys to just honestly think about, you know, so Nicole, can you see this? Yeah. Okay. So think about this, guys, honestly. So this is Photoshop. So I need it for this example. So this is just, in a perfect world, you get 5 people to start a trial. And imagine, you know, you work them with the incentives, you know, they start to invite people. So this is how I think, guys. Like, think about spreading. So imagine, right? Maybe this person starts a trial and they bring you 2 people. And this person brings you 1. This person doesn't bring anybody. I think there's 1 more. No. This person brings you 2. So now you have 5 more to work with, right? 5 more to work with. So this is what I was saying. The 5 brand new, you do the same exact thing with. So imagine this. Now, this happens. Let's say this person over here, like, was popular in high school, still in contact with everybody, right? Brings like 3 people, and you know, really this person probably just brings 1, and this person brings 1. So now you literally have 5 more. And let me do this. This will be the last time I do it, honestly. Right here. So we'll do this. Let's say this person is the one that brings, right here. This person brings 4 people. So you guys start to see how this spreads fast, right? If we just keep working it all the way down. Now, what happens with the first 5? honestly, this is when we get to have the conversation of like, look, they're probably literally maybe a week or 2 weeks into their program, or probably 3 weeks into their program, or not even into their program yet. And this is just in a perfect world, but this can happen if we really have this mentality. And like maybe this person is like, you know something, Victoria, you know something, Kelly, I like what you do. I may be interested in doing what you're doing. And I actually want to be able to pay off some credit card debt. So I need to earn some supplemental income. And you share with them on how to become a distributor. Now this person is literally doing the same thing and working it down. So now you have this person doing the same exact thing you did with Shake Parties on their own. And you, of course, you go over there to support them maybe for the first 1 or 2 Shake Parties, and they're going. And this person right here, and this person right here is doing the same thing. But think about at the end of the month, right? And I could keep going with this and it could spread down. You are the original distributor. And maybe let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We'll just add one more for good measure. Get this out the way. We'll add one more for good measure. Right? And let's say all these people did convert. And it's not going to happen in a few days. This is just over the span of a month, right? This right here, if the average volume point number was 125 volume points, this is just like base, right? 125 volume points, right? This is 2,500 volume points right here from 20 consumers. If you really start to think about this, like you only personally reached out to 5. But if we start thinking of the virus, like, hey, look, like, who do you know that would love to do this? If you do this with somebody, you can get $5 off of your program. If you do this, you do. And it's like, it starts to spread. Literally what starts to happen is all we got to do, like Herbalife wants us to do right now, is just continue to get our 5 to 7. And with the trials, Mama Lakin, would you agree that it's like the easiest thing to do now? Like 5 to 7 clients, you know, especially with the trials because you get them out easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, way easier.
Man. So guys, this is what happens. Like now you're literally starting to build pockets of senior consultants and qualified producers because they're just working that all the way down. So if you want to really have fun, you know, maybe you have 5 minutes, like really envision yourself like, okay, this Shake Party, imagine this person comes and starts, right, on a 3-day trial, 2 people start. Like play with get a sheet of paper, imagine we work it all the way down. And when you see it visually, it actually causes you to have a different conversation with them. Like, hey, like, who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? And really work this thing down. And that's when it starts to really get fun. So I hope, did anybody get value from that? I usually get excited about that stuff, honestly, because it spreads. But any other questions before we close out? Cool. Oh, my internet's unstable. Okay. And the last thing, I think, Jen, you said it. I was actually looking for it while you were still in your tub. If I find it, I'll probably post it. But I created a 3-day like sign up sheet, and honestly, it's just that when people write like when they pen to paper commitment, just forces them to move forward with it. So you probably have people who sign up, or like, hey, who do you know that will be interested? Do you know their name and their information? And they like write it down. Now you have a list of people you can follow up with. So that's another idea to get people starting a 3-day trial. So anything else? No other questions? Any comments? Anything you want to share? Any ideas? Oh,
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. You are welcome. Excited to hear about the Shake Party results, honestly. Excited to hear about the Shake Party results. It's going to be fun. Have a blast. It's going to be fun. Okay. Nothing else? You want to share anything, Nicole? All good? Mama Lakin, anything else you want to share?
No, I think I thought of it all.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So guys, thank you for logging on. Have an incredible rest of your Friday. Like I said, excited to hear about all the Shake Party results. Let's have a blast, continue to impact people. And if anything, if you love it, just continue doing it and probably make it a revolving event if you want. Like something that's rotating like that, it'd be something that, can really work for you. So it's awesome. Shake Parties are incredible. and they create results. So especially if you work, and anything you work works. So with that said, have a powerful night. Take care. Of course, it's the ladies again. Like, I'm the only guy, like, it's been on a lot of calls. Ladies always representing me. All right, y'all, take care.
Thank you.
Tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.